So I recently read this book on ancient Chinese poetry. It's called the Dao De Jing, and it translates to the way of the water. It inspired me to make something that sound like flowing liquid. So I'm going to play you the demo, and then I'm going to break down how I got the different sounds. So the first thing to talk about is the tempo. What I did here was I drew in a tempo that kind of makes a wave, right? You can see it goes up, peaks here, then it goes down. And the point of that is that it makes the music feel a little more flexible. You know, there's a lot of music that has a completely flat tempo, and that's good for dancing, and you know, that has its benefits. But in this case, I wanted to experiment with kind of this up and down. If you want to do this in Logic, you hit D on the keyboard, go to Options, Tempo Operations, and then you create this curve. Okay. In production, we often talk about dry versus wet. And basically that means the use of effects. If something has effects, it's wetter. And so I kind of use that as a general guide for this whole thing. So these rhythm guitars, I felt did a lot for the liquidy sound. So what I did is I put some delay, some pitch modulation, and some tremolo, but I originally recorded them with a wah. So I'll take off these effects for now, just to show you what the wah sounded like. Then with the delay, the pitch, and the tremolo. Tremolo is really nice because it softens the attack. So the ride has this very simple pattern, and I darkened it significantly. That's without the dark, and that's with. And why darken it is that when you cut off the high end, you kind of mimic that feeling of being underwater. That kind of like, that muffled sound. And the thing about this ride, the ride itself is not so special. The important thing about this is that there's no kick drum. You know, a kick drum has a lot of weight. And so by not using a kick drum, I think you can get like a weightless kind of feeling. What else? We have these things I call waves, which are guitar chords that are then reversed. So it sounds like this. Now the lead guitar has this effect, which is like my favorite thing in the world. It's called a reverse delay. It takes whatever you play, and it'll take, let's say, 0.7 seconds, and it'll reverse every 0.7 seconds of audio. So it takes this, turns it into this. Now, for the keys, what I did was I played these kind of like fast little runs. I didn't really have melodies. I was thinking about Chopin, and I was thinking I just wanted there to be fast something. So I came up with these little things. And so these are ascending, right? Keep going up in pitch. And then, for the B section, I just had them descend. Give this kind of falling feeling. What they're doing is like this little pattern where they fall over one chord, and then over the next chord, they kind of fiddle with the flat 5 of the blues scale. So it's like fall, blues, fall, blues, fall, blues. In context, it's the fall, the blues, the fall, the blues, the fall, what I did is I also sent these through a pitch modulation. So without this pitch stuff, it sounds like this. With gives it a little more like a wavy kind of feeling. What else is the finishing touch is just this noise thing, just the white noise. And what I did with it is I cut off significant parts of the EQ. So just the noise on its own would sound like this. And then with the filter, to me it makes it sound almost like a shower. You know, like running water, and then into a reverb. This idea I got from this artist called the Caretaker. Interestingly enough, this Caretaker guy, he said he was inspired to make music that felt like Alzheimer's, you know? So he takes these very nostalgic jazz pieces, like from like the 30s, and he puts them through these weird effects that kind of give you this like strange distance to them. So that's the idea of this noise into the reverb. Let's see, what else? Another thing is McCoy Tyner, John Coltrane's pianist on the song My Favorite Things. He plays at 5 minutes and 8 seconds, this wild triplet kind of thing. And I was thinking about it when I was making this demo, just because it feels like that cascading, liquidy kind of feeling, but when I tried recording it, just didn't feel exactly right for this kind of thing, so I think it's worth mentioning, just didn't find a place for it in this song. Maybe for a bridge, I don't know. All right, thanks for watching, and stay tuned to see how the song develops.